Hello, everyone, and welcome to QuantHub. This is Lucas Hirschberger from QuantHub's K-12 team, and I'm shooting this video to onboard you for everything QuantHub. I'll be walking you through everything that you'll need on the teach side of things to get started using the platform with your students, such as grading your classes, curriculum management, and grading. I'll also be walking you through the professional development side of our platform, so make sure you stick around for that. To get started, you'll be getting your access to your QuantHub account, and you'll be dropped into the teach side of the QuantHub platform. As a teacher, there's two sides of the platform, the teach side and the learn side. The learn side is the student view, as well as what you'll be using to gain professional development hours, and we'll talk about the distinction of this in a little bit later. We'll start with the teach side of things, that is for everything that you'll need to get started using the platform with your students. So go ahead and select teach. The first step on the teach side of things is to view our curriculum. This is where you can see all of our different course offerings, and we have a lot of cool stuff ready for the 26-27 school year. What we try to do this year is break down our offerings according to who it would be most valuable for. So we have test prep related curriculum, ACT and ACAP test prep, where you're going to be looking to help students gain a better understanding of data analysis, looking at charts and graphs that will help them succeed on these exams. We have content around AI, which is a great kind of look into how to use AI ethically and responsibly. We know that some students know how to use it, but do they actually know the ins and outs of it? We want to make sure they're equipped for the workforce and not just able to copy and paste things. We have a CRI that's available for various different pathways, accounting, business management, CT engineering, a lot more. If you're interested in finding out if the CRI applies to you, please let me know. We also have different content for CTE and CS, computer science, as well as DLCS standards aligned courses. We also have data related courses such as Data Citizen or Data Citizen for middle school. You can see throughout this list that we have a couple for middle school courses. So if you're a middle school teacher, make sure you check those out. Data Citizen is kind of our flagship course. It's all around kind of data science, teaching students the basics of data fundamentals such as what is becoming data literate, what is reading charts and graphs, how can you use data in the real world. So if you're looking for a place to get started, this is a great place to land. As you can see also down here, we kind of have supplemental courses and lessons to utilize for your math courses. So again, we have a lot of things going on. I'd recommend taking a look at things that would apply to you. And if you ever need help or suggestions, please reach out to the QuantHub team at support@quanthub.com and we'd be happy to help you. Once you've done looking at the curriculum, it's time to make a class. This is how you'll get students actually into the platform and working. You'll select add a class, fill out the relevant information. So I'm going to make an intro to business class. You can fill out as much of this information as you see fit. Let's say that. For period, make sure you make this relevant to your school. I would recommend putting something that the students will understand. So if you run like an 8 block schedule, this is great. Or 8 period schedule, that's great. You can do 4A block. You guys do that, like a modified block, whatever it makes sense and whatever students will know based on the time of your class. You can also put your name here, for example. Um, to help it maybe stand out for your students, but just a couple tips to make sure that it's easy to navigate for your students. Select a relevant session. And then this is the most important part. Choose the courses that you would like to, work with your students. You can always edit this after the fact, but it's important that you select the information that you think is most relevant. So for my Intro to Business course, I'd probably pick something like AI literacy, CTE foundations, and maybe Data Citizen. Again, if you need somewhere to start, I'd really recommend Data Citizen for your the correct skill set. Or find if you're a math teacher, find this. Test prep's also a great place. I don't know. It's hard to suggest kind of what one, but I would say Data Citizen is the one that we're most known for. So it's a great one to choose if you kind of need help getting started. Once you're ready, you can hit Add Class here, and you'll be taken to our roster tab on the left-hand side. Here you can edit any of the details that we had in the course or class development phase. So if you want to, add or change the curriculum, change the name of your class, whatever works, you can always update the class there. Now here is kind of a key point. Here's how you get students in. Use the join code. It's easy as 2 clicks. You'll have the join code here for your relevant classes. You'll also be able to filter your classes here if you ever need to filter in between your classes. So with this join code link, all you have to do is hit this button. Once you get that green check mark, paste that in your LMS, and boom, you're off to the races. All kids need to do from there is click that link, and they'll be asked to sign in with their pre-existing QuantHub account, or they'll be asked to make a new one. Either way, they'll get in the class and they'll be dropped into the courses that you selected. It's super easy. Again, boom, paste that in your LMS, you're ready to go. Another key feature of the roster is you can kind of allow certain people to be in your class. So if you have another teacher or an aide, however your kind of school works, and maybe even like a curriculum advisor, you could always add other teachers to your class. And for your students that are enrolled, you could manage them. So we all know that kid that will do a smiley face or emoji for their first name, last name. You can always edit that information there. You can send a reset password link and then update the student information there. Once you've created your classes and got students in, it's time to assign work. So you'll go back to the curriculum tab to do that. Again, you'll see that it filters into the course that we selected. So we selected AI literacy for this. We have a bunch of different units. You can kind of think of these like chapters in a textbook as kind of the way that I describe it. You can assign a whole chapter or unit by clicking the assignment link from the get-go and pasting that. It'll take students directly to the unit view, kind of show you guys that. So it'll drop students into the unit view here, or you can assign a specific lesson. So you can go into the chapter unit, click into here. Maybe you want students to understand the history and current state of AI. Great. As you can see, we have lesson plans, objectives. Sometimes you have keywords in our different lessons that kind of help you prompt the students and knowing what you're doing ahead of time. This is a great foundation for y'all to utilize. If you want this to assign this lesson, you can hit learning activity and paste that in your LMS. Again, as you paste that link, students can click on it and it'll be taken directly into the lesson. Going back here, while you're assigning curriculum, there's a couple other key features. If you love this lesson, maybe you did this for professional development for perchance, you can go into curriculum and bookmark it for later. So, love this lesson, right? I want to use this in Unit 2, for example. And you can add that bookmark. If you want to look to all your bookmarks, you can either hit this bookmark tab to the left or this button right here, and you can kind of see the other things that you've bookmarked. So this is kind of a great place to put all the things that you've loved, that you've used in QuantHub. A lot of our folks will do something for professional development, come back on this side, bookmark it, and then utilize it in their classroom where they see fit. Another great tool is our standards tab. This is where you can look at various courses of study and see how different QuantHub lessons may align to your standards. So let's just say you're a math teacher, right? And you can click into the course of study, find yours in the list. So let's just say you're a seventh grade math teacher. You can look at our various standards that are based on the ALSDE course of study and look at all the different lessons that are applicable to that. Again, these are supplemental. This is hopefully going to enhance your learning, take a little bit of pressure off of y'all, and make it an easy plug and play option to maybe enhance your learning. So that's the curriculum tab. This is again where you'll assign work to students. Once you're done assigning work to students, last step is to grade this, right? So you'll either go to class reports or all reports. If you select class reports, you can filter by the different activities that you can assign. All of our study activities, that's kind of more flashcard based, are in the skills tab. Our scenario activities, which is also known as learn in the platform, can be graded here. And then all of our tests or kind of assessments, we like to call them, are in our simulations tab right here. So make sure that you're filtering correctly. Again, if you ever need help finding the right thing, just let us know. Another couple cool features that we have or reports that you can look at is activity, students, achievement progress. There's a ton of different certificates for students to earn here. So maybe you're really excited about students earning various achievements in your class. Let me go to data citizen because I know there's a couple there. You can go to the achievement progress and filter by the different certificates that are available here. When Lucas is done with it, you can also download those certificates right there. So pretty cool way. We have teachers that download certificates all the time and put them on their wall. It's a pretty cool win, especially if you aren't a CTE teacher. Like, hey, like we're doing really relevant stuff in my math or science class. So check that out. Pretty cool. If you ever need help, let us know. Last thing I want to point out on the Teach side of the platform is our guide. You can kind of think of this as a pacing guide. I'll switch back to our AI literacy curriculum. Again, these are kind of like pacing guides, kind of an overview of the content that's available for you. So you'll be taken in. We have the lesson plan page here that'll give you kind of some background on the subject. You can also go in and see the learning outcome and objectives here, any in-person activities that we have correlated with it, as well as the grading report for the assigned activity. So you can click report and it'll take you to the exact right class report spot. So again, the guide's really good as like kind of an all-encompassing navigation feature. We really want teachers to utilize this if you're like, hey, I want to use this as like almost like a course or a textbook. This is a great way to use it as like a pacing guide. So that's kind of the Teach app. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to support@quanthub.com. We'd be more than happy to help you. Moving on to professional development, there's a couple ways to utilize our 140 hours of asynchronous Teams PD. You can go to the Switch to PD button right here. If you're semi-familiar with the QuantHub platform, you're probably used to clicking Learn and doing it in your specific school. Again, we kind of changed that up this year because we think it's going to be a little bit easier. The Learn side in your school is a great way to look at what your students will see in the platform. But if you want to earn professional development, we kind of have some signage here. Switch to PD, switch to PD, switch to PD. We really want to make it clear because we have a different PD school that you'll enroll in. So if you're ready to go over, you'll hit switch to PD and you'll be enrolled in this class. You might have to sign in just one more time, but if you need help with that, let us know. And you're dropped into the professional development school, we like to call it. And so here you can see that you're enrolled in the professional development class. You can see all the available offerings we have. Again, we have 140 hours of content here. We're pretty excited about that. And so we'll start with introduction to data literacy. A couple key steps for you guys as you're getting started is step one is to click on our registration instructions. You're completing part of those registration instructions right now by watching this video. The instructions will take you here, which will have our full catalog. You can see all of our different offerings. This is kind of a good overview of our different steps to complete professional development. You can see all our different offerings here, as well as the PowerSchool link and the Learn in QuantHub link. So again, if you have this PDF, all you need to do is click this PowerSchool link here, hit the Learn in QuantHub here. It'll take you to the exact spot to complete your professional development. We also have the registration link available in here, as well as the availability information right there. So trying to make it as clear as possible who this is for. Make sure that you double check this information. We don't like when teachers accidentally don't do content that's not relevant for their professional development hours. So please double check this. We also have an FAQ section, how to use this unit in the classroom. As a reminder, all of this information is usable for your students back in the Teach tab. So please utilize this curriculum. We love when teachers enjoy the professional development offerings. They're like, wow, this is a super valuable lesson, and they go back to their school and utilize it with their students. Again, once you've registered in PowerSchool for the offering, all you got to do is complete all the available activities or lessons in that specific course. You'll receive a certificate that will indicate what you have earned here. You can also check that out in your accomplishments tab. The accomplishment tab is also used in the specific schools. So you can actually have students say, hey, you want an extension assignment? Go into QuantHub, go to accomplishments, and see all the industry recognized certificates that are available for you right there. So pretty cool feature back in the Teach tab right there. But that's our professional development offerings. There's a couple ways to get back to your school. You can either hit the Return to My School button here or go to the top right button and hit Switch Account. The Switch Account button will always be there. Instead of ALSDE, you'll see your school, such as, Selma High or Hoover High, wherever you're teaching at, you'll see your specific school there. If you don't and you need access to your school, please let us know. We'll make sure that you have teacher access back there. So all you have to do is click that button and you're back to the Teach page. So that's about it. If you have any questions about that, please reach out to support@quanthub.com. Something else to know that in a couple weeks, we're hoping to add some navigation guides. So you'll see that up here. It'll kind of give you a walkthrough similar to what I went through today. You'll also see it in the Teams Professional Development offering up here as well. So there'll be a couple navigation guides in platform. And again, you'll have this video to kind of reference back to. But other than that, we hope that you enjoy using QuantHub for professional development in classroom and hopefully both. If you have any questions, our team is happy to help you. And best of luck with your school year. We're happy to help you any way we can here at the QuantHub team. So thank you guys for paying attention. Hope you have a good one. Bye.